Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel.
Hallo Leute.
Sam, Olga, and the three Yakapoops. Today we only have one. Can you say hi, Julius? Hi! So welcome guys. In today's topic, we're going to discuss, or actually Sam is going to tell you a little bit about what he experienced and what you could expect going through that integrational course that we talked about in one of our previous videos, Coming to Germany Part 2. We did mention that if you are a member of a non-European nation country, that you would have to go through a mandatory integrational course if you want to live here. And Sam went through that course, so we thought that it might be helpful for some of you to know what to expect going into it and his opinion about it, like how he found the whole thing. So without further ado, floor is yours.
Yes guys, was geht Leute? Yes, this is Germany and we are in Germany, so let's get down to it. So first of all, you arrive in Germany, you know, you're trying to fit in, get settled, and get the ball rolling. So the first thing is the language. That is very, very, very important, guys. Here, the language is big. They're not expecting you to be fluent or be, you know, master of it in a day or a month, but they want you to at least give it your best, you know, starting from even alphabets or numbers or anything. So the best way to do is actually, first of all, to go for an integration course. That would help you. That would actually spring you up quickly than you think.
And it is mandatory.
It is
not
mandatory.
Like you have a choice.
You can also be stubborn and say, okay, I'm going to learn the language from the street. That's your choice. A lot of people do it, but it takes a long time for you to really get it, because you're going to pick, first of all, the bad, you know, lingos from that. You're going to also struggle when it comes to writing, like, you know, when it comes down for you to write something, a letter or a note or something. Yeah, you will struggle with that. The school takes care of those things, so you become more confident in that language. So that is why it's very, very important for you to get some kind of a formal education on that. So with that said, I want to run you guys through the process or the steps, you know, and also share my own personal experience regarding that. First of all, you would get a letter inviting you to come for a very short test for them to kind of assess or get to know where your level is at when it comes to the language, which is the German in this case. So don't be alarmed. It's nothing, you know, nothing there to get you to be frightened about.
It's just a formality.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to pass it or fail it. Like they just want to see what level you're at.
Exactly. It's not a pass or fail thing. They just want to see. So you don't, again, you asking yourself that same question, which I did actually. I'm like, what kind of level? I'm just starting from zero. I can't even. There's no word that and if I know a word, I know I cannot write it. So for me, it was from zero. But hey, you will feel the same way. But like I said, just go do your best. Now from there, the course itself is 6 months course, which is 4 hours a day. You can choose whether you want it in the morning or the afternoon shift. So the morning starts from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and then the afternoon shift starts from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, you will be, after you do your test, you would get a letter from them advising you as to when to start, where your class is going to be, and I think
That's about it. Just a confirmation of your enrollment.
I think you also get a confirmation about who your teacher is going to be or something like that. And I'm not quite sure, but I think I had that. Anyway, so after you get all those various details as to your enrollment. Then comes the date. The date arrives, you go in. In my experience, when I got there, right from the get-go, I had to start, we did an introduction, which is you're going to be doing an introduction in Deutsch, that is in German. And that was my first challenge. I'm like, oh my God, how do I do this? But I believe my introduction mostly was done in English. Or I would insert, English words, I think 80 or 90% of the time, yeah. Which, of course, the teachers too are aware of that. But yeah, from that point on, they would encourage you not to honestly be speaking whatever dialect or language that you speak that you are comfortable with, other than the German. So, because, guys, you enrolled for German, so everything from that point on is going to be in German.
Although I must say that I really don't quite understand how you can teach another language in that language, because he would come home with, work or exercises that they did, and the instructions were in German.
Exactly.
How is he supposed to know what he's supposed to do? So that's, I don't know. I understand that they want you to get used to the language and everything, but like especially in the beginning for people who don't have any background of the language at all, at least to help them out a bit to understand what it is that they're supposed to be doing, I think they should incorporate a little bit of English or whatever languages, whatever majority of other languages is there, right? Because I just don't understand how I can do an exercise to help me learn that language, but I don't understand my instructions.
Exactly.
And so that I didn't get that part.
That was where I was actually struggling, because yes, I understand that you wanted us to do an exercise. However, the instructions to the exercise is what I don't understand. And if you can understand the instructions, how can you even delve into the
do the work,
work or the actual work itself? So that was where I was really struggling. And we weren't allowed to use your phone as a translator to put in a word and say, hey, okay, what does this? Yeah. So that was a big of a challenge when I started. That was like about a month and a half into the course. So I would come home most of the time. She would testify to that. That I was most of the time I was frustrated, because I really wanted to study or learn, but I would come home and wouldn't understand nothing. I was actually struggling and trying to plow my way through by a sheer instincts, just to try and catch on to body gestures and stuff like that. But I managed to, with her help, actually, it started getting better and better and better. Now when I go to school, I was able to understand at least what's going on. And also, you will be forced to also communicate with your fellow peers. So it also helps you to do that, now. So that is that part. Now, then comes to so all this integration course is preparing you for your B1 level exams. That's what they require of you. Now, what you need to study or know for the B1 is your hearing, your writing skills, and of course your listening. Oh no, sorry.
Talking.
Talking. Yeah, sorry. Talking. So hearing, writing, and talking. That is what they require of you. So you need to master these three, points. So with the hearing, what they do is they'll probably insert a CD or a tape or whatever for you to, and they'll play for you to actually try to see if you can pick what they're trying to tell you to do. So there will be a set of questions in front of you for you to answer those questions based off the tape that you just listened. So they sharpen your listening skills by that method, and we do that over and over and over. The writing is also the same process. You just have to write a note or an email
postcards.
Yeah. So the more you write, the more you become, better at it. It also improves your spellings and.
So I just want to say with the listening, what the pieces that they make you listen to, it could be like a piece from like a radio, like traffic, for example, like a traffic report, and then they would ask you questions about that, or it could be an announcement that you might hear at a train station or something like that. Just everyday stuff that people will come across.
Exactly.
Right. So they would make you listen to that, and then you answer questions like, for example, what time does train so and so leave? Stuff like that, just to make sure that you can pick on those important things.
Yeah. Now, guys, like this. So when you're listening to all this and you don't understand, that's okay, because that is what the class is there for. So now you write whatever you don't understand, or you pinpoint what words or parts that you don't understand to the teacher, and then that's where he or she explains what that means, or what does this word means, or what does that mean. That is what they are there for. So that's how you learn, and then you start picking up. The writing, like I just explained, the same thing. Keep writing notes or email, postcards to sharpen your writing skills and spellings and all that stuff. And then comes the talking, which is the big one. Like I told you guys, from the get-go, we started the talking right by our introduction, So with the talking, it's an ongoing thing. It's just, because we weren't even allowed to speak English or any other Arabic or any other type of language in the school, because they said it wouldn't encourage us or motivate us to actually learn the language. So that was why we were you would have to do try to speak it. So as for the speaking part, it's an ongoing, you don't stop. So then you do all of that and preparation. So in between all these months that you are studying, there will be, of course, quizzes, and there will be mini exams, to test your level and see where you are. Because come that day where you have to write your B1 level, you should be okay for that. So when the exams day comes, which is the B1 level, now you have the written part, which again comprises of the listening, writing, and not the talking, but listening and writing. Basically, that's the written part of the exam. That's the part 1 of the exams. Then the part 2 is the Mundlich, which is the oral. So the oral is where you go in with a partner, like me and her would go in, and then again you would have to introduce yourself, and then when you're done, you'll be given they call it Bildbeschreibung, which is a picture for you to describe what you see in that picture. So each of you take turns to describe, and oh, by the way, the picture describing is different from each other.
Like you get different pictures.
You get different
you don't
pictures.
Get the same picture as your partner.
Yeah, anything you do is different. So that's how it's going to be. The only thing common with your partner would be when it comes to the dialogue part of it. After your introduction and your description of what you see in the picture, the third part of the orals is now you have to get into dialogue with your partner. And the dialogue is basically they present a scenario for you. So the scenario could be like what I got the first time I did it. What I got was there's a door that divides between you and your neighbor, and that door is actually broken. So discuss with your neighbor what the next step will be, what you guys want to do. Do you call your landlord, or you want to fix it yourself? And if you want to fix it, how is it going to be? All that. So you see, it's a whole dialogue, which at this point in time, guys, this is where you should be at a level where you can communicate in German.
You don't have to have perfect grammar or anything like that. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
What they are trying to get out of is that they want you to be okay when you go out there and you face the world by yourself, basically.
Exactly.
So it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. They just need to know that you can communicate on a basic level. And
again, from my experience, guys, you would have to open your mouth and talk. I'm saying my experience because that was what I did. I couldn't talk because I was trying to, force the words out. But the words, I know what I want to say, and the English was just ready to pour out like crazy. Yeah. However, the German part wasn't coming at all, and I was quiet, and that was how come. And one important thing, passing the orals is very important, even than the theory part of it.
It's more important than even the theory, because you could pass the hearing, the writing, the reading. That's another part that you didn't mention. You have to read something, and then comprehension, basically answer questions about what you just read. You can pass all of that, but if you do not pass the talking, you will not get your B1 certificate, because that is the main essence of the course, is for you to be able to communicate, and if you cannot do that, then you won't get the B1 level, which is why he has to retake it in a week from now, right? I think it's in a week or 2 weeks.
No, I think in a week.
Yeah.
So in a week I'm going there again. Yeah. So I would have taken this long time, like my retake, but I was faced with other constraints. So anyway, I'm now ready for that. So that is the main part of the orals. Like, make sure you speak. They don't care whether your grammar is not right. They just want to see the attempt that you are trying to, or you even understand what you're doing. It's just that you are getting the grammars wrong, or
even I get it wrong sometimes. Yeah. And I mean,
and it's
it's
difficult. Wrong. Yeah. The articles, which is the dias, that's where you will struggle, or you find it a bit difficult, because they attach everything has whether he or she, and most of the time.
Amongst other things about grammar, I mean, the structure of a German sentence is quite different than an English sentence.
And that's another thing.
His main problem is he's trying to do a direct translation, which I mean, somebody who's from here will probably understand what you mean. Yeah. But the grammar is wrong, right?
Totally different. Yeah. How would you go? An example would be.
Like in German, the verb usually is at the end.
At the end of it.
And in English, it's in the beginning of the sentence.
So give an example.
Can you clean my room? Clean is in the beginning. And in German, they will say, kannst du mein Zimmer sauber machen? Sauber machen is at the
clean.
End, right? So unless you have the end of the sentence, it could be anything.
So yeah, in German, basically, when somebody is speaking in German, you won't know what the person is saying until the very end, the last word.
The last part of the sentence is.
That is how you get to know what the person is talking about. Yeah, that's how it is. Whereas in English, you get to know right away when the person starts to open the mouth.
Like the verb is mostly in the beginning.
Yes.
And, yeah.
So that is where my challenge is right now, where to put arranging, but with her help, I'm getting better. Yeah.
No, for the B1 level, I think he is ready for that for sure. Which is important because his residence permit is expiring.
That's what I want to touch on.
And in order for him to get a permanent status after it expires, he needs to have the B1 level down. So after you write the exam, in about a month or so, you'll get your certificates. You actually get 2 certificates, one for the language, either B1 or whichever level you have attained. In his case, he got A2. Which is why he has to now retake it to reach B1. And then you also get a certificate for another part of the integration course, which is called Leben in Deutschland. It's an extra 100 hours or so of that course. That basically just talks about living in Germany, some of the laws that are important, the voting system, political system, some of the history about the country, and stuff like that. So you also have like a flash course about that you also have a small exam,
a certificate on that.
Exactly, and you get a certificate for that as well.
That is also very important to have in addition to your B1, because I was asked when we went to check my renewals, like my how to renew my resident permit. We checked the requirements, and I was told I should have the B1 and also whether I have the Leben in Deutschland, which already, thank God I passed that one. So that one, I don't have a problem with that.
That one is easy to even study for. Like, even if you don't understand what you're learning in class, there's an app that you can download on your phone.
Actually,
And then it's just questions, multiple choice, and then you do it as often as you need in order to even memorize some of the stuff. So that one is not hard to pass. Yeah. Something else I was gonna say. Oh, so you get 2 certificates, and then you also get a like an official confirmation paper that confirms that you took part in that course.
Yes.
So with the B1 and with the Leben in Deutschland, I think it's a total of 700 hours. So you get basically another certificate that confirms your participation in that, and a lot of authorities, whichever ones they may be, either for foreign affairs or anything, they might also ask for that. For jobs or school, anything like that. If it's someone who doesn't have a like, if it's a person coming from outside of Germany or outside of the European Union, even with the European Union, because of the language, right? Because if you come from Spain, you will still need to have a B1 level of German in order to work here in most places and go to school here. So basically, if you come from a country other than Germany and you apply for certain jobs or schooling, they will require you to present those 3 things, basically.
So guys, that is So basically, this is the gist of the interrogation calls that you need. Like I said earlier on, you can also skip that and say I'm going to do it on my own by learning from on the streets. But
it depends though. If you come here and you apply for a resident permit, then you don't have a choice. You have to partake in that. But there are some people that come here that already have a permit, which however they obtained it. And they can choose whether to. Here's the thing. Not everyone is required to take the course. Only people that come here from outside and want to live and work here have to take that course. Other people that come here with with some kind of a permit already, they don't necessarily have to take the course, but they have to have a B1 level, so they have to take the test. And whether you want to take the test by yourself from learning on your own, or whether you choose to take to partake in the course, that is then your decision, right? But in general, if you come here from outside of Germany and you want to live and work here, you don't have a choice but to
do that. And trust me, it will help you. You would find out that damn, it was good I took this. Because I mean, at my level, I now understand a lot of things that if I hadn't taken the course, I would be probably more frustrated by now. But because I did it, it has helped me to understand a lot of things, and I know how to ease my way through things now. So guys, I am happy, or we are happy, to share this information with you. We will certainly like to know what you think about this.
If you have questions.
And if you have questions.
You know what to do.
Exactly.
All right.
Tell them something.
Thank you for watching.
Tell them how much you love them.
I love you guys all.
We do.
Not as much as him. But you're next to him. So thank you guys. We hope this video was helpful. Do put comments down below if you have questions or anything. So we'll see you back for our next video.
And don't forget to subscribe
and like and all that stuff.
And hit the notification button. That way when a new one comes, you get it right away.
Alright.
Okay.
Take care. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye bye.
Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Haha.
My own, that time of the chase, I'm them know.